You know, photography used to be about capturing memories and recording things down for history and to be able to creatively express yourself. But lately it's changed a little bit. Everyone seems to be trying to chase for the next banger. What I started to find myself in is chasing that same feeling. Earlier in this year, all these astronomical events started happening. You had the solar eclipse and Peter McKinnon's famous photo, and then you had the Aurora Borealis that was able to be witnessed in cities that normally don't get a viewing option like that. And I've missed out on every single possible event that could have happened this year, but also throughout my entire photography career. I've always missed the meteor showers and asteroids that would come through, comets and other eclipses. I've had some chances where I've been able to capture a lunar eclipse when I was first getting started, but I don't remember the last time we had a lunar eclipse in Australia. And that's something that us in the Southern Hemisphere, we have to just accept that all the solar eclipses, they happen elsewhere. Now, fast forward to this year, I've been trying my best to remain positive and try and look out for any sort of event that does come around. Now, when the Aurora Borealis was active and viewable in Sydney, we had rain for 2 weeks straight. It was impossible to actually see anything. Besides one person, he got this one photo and it looked so cool. Had I known that there was a slight little pocket, I definitely would have been there. However, I read that there is a comet that is coming in the Australian skies and it will be visible for a month.
Tonight we'll be treated to our best view of a rare Devil's Comet, the striking greenhorn spectacle.
As soon as I found out about that, I packed up everything. I called my friend Albert and we left.
I feel like this is going to be the song for this trip, because I really wanted to use this song for a trip, and I'm going to for a fucking reel.
Well, now I can't use any of this footage because it's copyright.
Fuck you. Okay. Copyright on YouTube and then there. Why don't you just get big? Get all the big artists to go, yeah, you know what, use my music. Please, Julio. Please use my music. Your channel's so big, ooh woo.
Whisky quant à moi, peu dormi, vie débris, mais j'ai dû dormir dans la gouttière. J'ai eu un flash. En quatre couleurs. Allez hop, un matin, t'es venu chez moi, poupée de cellophane, cheveux chinois. Un sparadrap, une gueule de bois. A bu ma bière dans un grand verre en caoutchouc. Comme un indien dans son igloo. Ça plane pour moi, ça plane pour moi.
The thing that I think I'm really grateful of, the fact that this was a very spontaneous decision, is that the conditions to take photos of the sky is crystal clear, could not be any more perfect.
Allez hop, la nana, quel panard, quelle vibration.
It is always not a good idea to have a full moon when you're taking astrophotography because it sheds so much light into the sky. That is really, really annoying.
King of the divan, ça plane pour moi, ça plane pour moi, ça plane pour moi, moi, ça plane pour moi. Ça plane pour moi.
The reason why I dropped everything and went out 2 hours out of Sydney is because I really love the stars. I really love astronomy and just the vastness of space and everything that you get to see there. I was so excited when the James Webb Telescope was launched out into space and we got to see its first images. I was just amazed. And I've been feeling like this since I was a kid. I've always loved anything that's got to do with the stars. I would read up on the planets, I'd read up on black holes and the sun and everything else. So I have a real passion when it comes to that sort of stuff. So when I was learning about photography and I was speaking to my uncle who taught me everything I know, he showed me a photo that he took in Lithgow. It blew my mind away. I never knew that we, us humans, would be able to take a photo like that or see it without a proper telescope. So I was so excited when I was holding my camera and I was learning about shutter speed and aperture and he showed me this photo. I knew that that's something that I can do as well. Now fast forward a little bit, I started to find myself in situations where I would go out to a dark sky preserve. Now, what that means is basically no light pollution whatsoever. We would go there, we'll take the photos, and I would bring it back onto the computer, and then after I edited it, and I got to see the galaxy for the first time, I was just amazed. Obviously, if you've ever gone camping and you've been in a situation where there's very little light pollution, there's a lot of stars there, a lot of stars. But when you turn on your camera and you take a long exposure photo, it's insane. You can see everything, things that you would just not see with your naked eye. So that is definitely the pretext of what this night really meant for me. Unfortunately, when Albert and I got to that location, remember 2 hours on a whim, on a work night that we went to this place, we had a full moon. Essentially, the sun was reflecting all of its light onto the full face of the moon, and the moon was directing it back at us. It was basically daylight. I was pretty bummed when I found out about that. Now, the night was cool. We managed to make a fire. It was really cold up there. We were on top of a mountain. And the memory for getting there and spending time with each other was still great. It was a great friendship moment, but I didn't take a photo of the stars. I didn't take a photo of the comet. Now, following that, we had 2 weeks straight of more rain.
Forecast is up to 200 millimetres of rain in the Sydney and Illawarra regions with a risk of flooding.
And I just never knew if we would actually get a window to do it. So I checked to see if there was going to be a window. In 3 weeks, the sky would have no moon whatsoever. It'd be completely dark. It's the darkest that it could ever get. It is perfect conditions. The only thing that was tripping me up was the rain. Like, I kid you not, every single morning I would wake up, rain. At the end of the night, rain. I'd fall asleep to rain. I'd wake up to rain. It was just miserable. And the date kept creeping up closer and closer and closer. As it got closer, on that last weekend, I looked at the forecast 10 days from now, and it said it was going to be clear weather. Not on the day where there's going to be no moon, but just the day after. And that's going to be completely fine. It's more than enough that I need. So we waited. And when that day came, it was raining. And it was at that point where my little boy in me was so defeated. Like, I laugh, but it was so defeating to know that the entire time that I've been waiting for this event to happen, there was another thing that was just in its way. I missed the solar eclipse, I missed the aurora borealis, I missed meteor showers, I missed lunar eclipses, everything that happens in the northern hemisphere that is so cool. I missed it again, and it looks like I wasn't gonna have this opportunity. We had a perfect window for a couple of days, maybe 3 or 4, where the moon wasn't gonna be very bright in the sky. And lo and behold, that day came. I looked outside after work and I saw that it was clear weather. There was nothing in the sky. It said that it was supposed to rain, but there was not a cloud in the sky. I was so excited. So I called Albert and I told him, we need to go. We need to go right now. We need to get on top of that mountain and we need to camp for this comet. And so we left and we got there. And I remember on our way there, my little boy was getting excited again. I was so excited. Deep down in my chest, I was just ready to take that photo. I knew what it looked like. It was supposed to come out as like a green blob in the sky. It wasn't going to be as sharp as all the other stars. This lucky window that's happening today, this might be that opportunity. This might be it, that I can finally take that photo. Now, what I said in the beginning is that photography used to be about capturing memories, right? But for me, it was more about capturing bangers. I wanted a comet photo. I want to post it. I wanted to make this video about it. And I wanted it to be such a cool photo that I could print it out and share it to everybody. Now, I have been caught in that loop for a long time, and I've always had to bring myself back to why I get into photography. It's about capturing those memories. It's about creatively expressing yourself. It's about chasing the things that make you passionate and chasing things that make you just feel like a kid sometimes. When I ended up taking this photo, spoiler alert, I got the photo. I pointed my camera out into the sky, the patch of sky that I thought it was going to be in, and I just hoped for the best. And I used my telephoto lens. I thought that trying to get in as far as possible would give me the best result. And lo and behold, I took the photo. I saw it. I saw that green little blob. It wasn't all the photos that I saw in the articles or on Instagram later that night, but I took it. It's there. You can see it. Now, is it a good photo? No. And I didn't care. I didn't care. I'm making this video even though I can tell you confidently It's not a good photo, but I love it. I love it so much. It literally encapsulates everything that I've been excited about and everything I've been chasing about for photography. Because all my photos, I've just been chasing things that I really love, that I can really connect to. And lo and behold, it's usually sunsets and landscapes and galaxies, but also this comet. So I look at this and I don't see it as a boring photo. Objectively, it's a boring photo. There's no composition, the lighting's a bit meh, but the comet is there and it's a sense of accomplishment, and I got to capture the memory. Every time I look at that, I know what it took to get to that point. And after that photo, for the rest of the night, I took some banger photos. I'm just gonna put it out there, I took some banger photos. Photos that I would definitely print up. One in particular, I got to see two, it looks like galaxies or clouds in the space, essentially, and I've never seen that before, and I thought it was so cool. I've taken some really good photos of that night, but they will pale in comparison to that one photo of the Devil's Comet. The message behind this is that you just have to chase what you really love to do sometimes, and even if it's bad, still make something out of it, still share it around, and be excited about it, back yourself up for it. For me, even though the end result is what it was, and I never knew how to take a better photo than that at the time, I still drove 2 hours, twice, one way, to get there, I just realized. And I'm really excited about it. And I'm really excited to share with you that story of how that happened as well. So with all that being said, photography is a sense of accomplishment. It's a sense of a community. It's definitely a personal achievement of mine, and it's the reason why photography means so much more than just taking a photo. Because it's not just about the photo, it's about everything that happens along the way. Yes, the journey is more important than the destination. That's exactly how every single photo takes. I asked in my community before that you are interested in hearing about some of these photo stories. So if you like this video, definitely let me know down in the comments. I'll make more of these. For the time being, I'm going to be traveling for the next month, so I will see you guys later. Goodbye.